Man, I just really wish you'd listen to me when it comes to long-term care cost. Just the data is so overwhelming, the idea that you're not going to get killed financially by long-term care costs. It's just, the data does not back up the level of just pure panic people have for this. It just doesn't, man. And it's so frustrating to me because the people pushing the false data. I was just reading a thing from Northwestern Mutual. They're saying, look at all, because they're trying to sell you long-term care insurance. I get it. I mean, there are some people who spend a significant amount of money on long-term care. I get it. There are some people whose house burns down. I get it, 100%. There are some people who freaking, die from whatever. 100%. There are some people who die before they're 65, so life insurance is wonderful. I get all that stuff. All of it. But the amount of people who are scared to retire or scared that they can't do what they want to do in retirement because of this fear of long-term care isn't warranted relative to the number of people who actually spend significant amount of money in long-term care facilities, assisted living facilities. So long-term care consists of three things. All right, you got assisted living facilities, you got nursing homes, skilled care essentially, and then you got in-home health care. And the propaganda of the cost of these things is through the roof relative to the actual out-of-pocket costs you'll spend. The NIH, National Institute for Health, which, I don't trust them as far as I could kick them. So anything that comes from the NIH, I always say, interesting. But the NIH not just reported, but has written about this extensively. About the actual median, or you can even say the average stay in a long-term care facility. It's just not very long. So the median is 50% of the people stay more, 50% of the people stay less. The average is skewed towards the outliers. The NIH thankfully even says this. It goes, look, the average stay is, we'll just say 1.5 years, 2 years, something like that. But that is skewed to the people who spend a significant amount of time there. Now, the proponents of the, oh my goodness, long-term care is going to destroy your financial net worth, never say that. They always say the average stay is 3 years, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay. And they'll also never say something else, which is not only not comparing the median to the averages, they also won't say how many people are actually in a long-term care facility relative to population size. There are 65 million people over the age of 65 in the United States. 65 million right now over the age of 65. There's about 2 million in either assisted living facilities or nursing homes. 2 million. That's a 4% population that relative to the population size that is in assisted living or nursing homes. There are about 12 million people receiving in-home health care. All right. But of those 12 million people, we don't know the exact amount of people that aren't receiving 24/7, but it's a significant amount of people aren't receiving 24/7 in-home health care cost. Because in-home health care consists of your wife taking care of you, your daughter coming in. You see what I'm saying? Because in-home health care is the, hey, I'm going to make some food for you, Mom. Okay. Hey, we got Detour right there. Or I can't tell. Looks like they're having some kind of festival here in Milton this weekend. So it's pretty cool. They're setting up some stuff here. So that's cool. Milton, Georgia. But anyway, in-home health care. So let's just say half of those 12 million people are in-home health care facilities, have in-home health care facilities who are paying 24/7 coverage. So you got 2 million people that are in facilities, long-term care or assisted living 24/7. We got 6 million people. I just use that. I don't even think it's that high, but I couldn't really find any stats specifically that said either way. So we got 6 million people that are having 24/7 in-home health care. They're hiring a lady from Haiti to freaking change your butts, make your diaper, change your diapers, the whole thing. That's 8 million people that are receiving 24/7 care. 8 million people. All right. 65 million Americans. That's about a 10 to 12% rate. about 10 to 12% of the 65 million Americans. That's we'll just say 12% for simplicity. So 1 in 8 Americans over the age of 65, and again, I think I'm way overestimating the in-home healthcare people. 1 in 8, my friends. All right, so of those 1 in 8, what are they actually paying? Private insurance, Medicare, and Medicaid covers the vast majority of costs for this. What is the median actual stay in assisted living or a nursing home? We'll just say 2 years for simplicity. All right. So what's the cost for that? We'll say for simplicity, $200,000. And again, I've gone into this my last book. You can retire on Social Security. I'm going to go into it in this book. I haven't named it yet, but I got a pretty good feeling what I'm going to call it. But anyway, let's just say $200,000. So for $100,000 a year, right? So for $200,000, 2 years is the median stay. So 12% of the population will have 24/7 coverage, long-term care. Because again, long-term care covers the three things: in-home health care, assisted living, and nursing home. So 12% of the population, 1 in 8. It will just say that people in nursing homes and assisted living, for simplicity, are going to be in there for 2 years and they're going to spend $100,000 a year. And even that is over. I'm showing that too much because we know assisted living doesn't cost as much as skilled care, because assisted living could include you're going to a continuing care facility, independent living, and things like this nature, in a cottage or something like that. But anyway, we'll just run with it. That's fine. So $200,000 is the median cost for those 2 million people, 4% of the population, who are in some sort of 24/7 care unit. All right, $60,000 is the median cost for 24/7 nurse in-home health care. All right, so you can see that the likelihood of you, my audience, now look, I get it, there are poor people out there, but that's where Medicaid kicks in. And Medicare covers the first, I think it's 90 days, and they do cover the next 10 days, but it's not that much, but I can't remember. But Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance covers the vast majority of expenditures on this stuff. Your out-of-pocket expense, we're talking $200,000. I hate to say worst case scenario because it's not really the worst case scenario, but a pretty significant, not likelihood event happening. But we'll just use it. We'll say, hey man, at the end of the day, you might end up paying $200,000 out of pocket. And you're going to tell me that's what's concerning you. And that's, again, if you're not on Medicaid and you stay in a place that's longer than the vast majority of people do, and you actually go to a place that only 8% of the population, either within home health care or nursing home or assisted living facilities. The odds are stacked in your favor significantly that you're not, A, going to use these services, or B, spend significant amount of money that you can't afford. I'm sorry. The odds are deep in your favor. So then you're like, why am I so worried about this? Exactly. And yet, I get it, man. And you read all the brochures from Genworth and Northwestern Mutual and Fidelity, and you're just like, dude, what the hell, man? Because they never tell you. They just say these are the costs, but they never tell you what the median cost is relative to the likelihood that you're going to need that cost, or how long you're actually going to be in there. It's disgusting, and it freaking pisses me off. All right, God bless. Look, man, I'm not saying that you won't be the one guy who goes in there spending $10,000 a month for 5 years. I'm not saying that. But we got to look at probabilities, man. Just basic statistics, man. Come on. And then we got to say who actually ends up paying for this. Oh, it's not you? No, it's most likely insurance in some regard. We'll see you. Tickle that like button if you're a dude. If you're a dude, just tickle it. Tickle. If you're a chick, blow a kiss to that like button. We'll see you.